Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. Today is Vlogtober day 22, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because I probably do have stuff I could show y'all, but because I actually wanted to say this, this is gonna probably be the only part of the video today. So today is October 22nd. As we all know, my birthday was October 6th, and I don't remember if I told y'all or not, but I wanted the house done by my birthday so that I could do my girls' night that I had. I wanted to originally have that here at home. The problem with that was when I went to go order the couch couldn't get delivered until the day before Thanksgiving. So obviously that's not going to work. My birthday is October 6th. Thanksgiving isn't until November 28th. So the couch getting delivered November 27th wasn't going to work for my birthday. The reason why I was able to or willing to go get the couch, the reason why I was willing to go get the couch so soon was because I thought we would be done with everything else. By everything else, I mean the last step we was at was painting. So I was like, if we can get somebody to come paint it before my birthday, as long as the couch can come, then we'll be good. I waited until he was like maybe halfway through with painting, and then was like, okay, this looks like we'll be done by my birthday, so let me go ahead and order the couch. I ordered the couch 2 weeks prior to when I wanted it delivered because they told me that it takes 2 weeks. So I said all of that to give you kind of a timeline of where we're at. So we're at early September when we started painting. And I asked, will we be done by my birthday? Because I want to try to have my birthday party here. And he said, yeah. The reason for this video today is, first of all, for all my business owners, all of them, regardless to skin color, regardless to race, ethnicity, cultural background, any of that, all my business owners, but especially my brothers and sisters. I cannot express enough how big on customer service I am. And being a consumer, and you talk to other consumers, you talk to other people who are also big on customer service. I believe I said in one of my videos that I'm not a the customer is always right kind of person, and I'm not. But the thing about the customer is always right, although I don't agree with it, I do 150% believe in putting your best foot forward as the business. You may not agree with the customer all the time, and there are times you're going to have to tell the customer, no, that's not how this works. But put your best foot forward first. And then if they give you some back talk or some back lip or whatever the case is, or they want things done a certain way, no, that's not how this works. But you can't come in lackadaisical and half-assed about situations and then expect the customer to just deal with it. Because that's not how business works. That's not how life works. From the beginning, we've had multiple contractors in this house. Don't know what's up with the contractors, but it's like they don't want to work. So guess what? I can't force you to work. All I can do is pay you for the services that you've done. And then if you don't want to do the rest, I don't like it, and I'll probably never use your services again. And I'll probably let everybody I know not to use your services, but whatever. I can't force you to do the work. We've had multiple contractors in here, and they've all been pretty messed up. With the exception of one group of contractors we had, they weren't messed up. What happened was we let them go we encouraged them to take a second job because it was more money, faster money, whereas our house was the long haul. We got so much to do on this house. By the time you make what they're paying you, it'll be years from now when you can go make it right now. So go do what you got to do. Just don't forget about us. In that time, some weird stuff happened. We weren't even in communication with them, so I don't know. It was stuff within their group had happened, and we got the short end of that stick because they all started falling out. So there was that. But short of that, they were great. But because they all started falling out, and this person was the only person we had in contact, and he wasn't answering nobody's calls, and then found this person and then that person, it was just weird. It was a lot, and basically they couldn't continue working. And each of them had their own specialty of what they were doing in the house. So without all of them, it was kind of like so and then we ended up with somebody else, and he was gonna do, you know, as much work as he could do, and he's in the union, so he had other people who could do other stuff. And then stuff started happening in his house, and he was like, I'm gonna come finish, but then I can't take on anything else at the moment, which I felt like was BS, because I had just had a conversation with him about, you know, kind of feeling like you could show up whenever you want to. Like, communicate. I need you to communicate. The biggest thing that I'm learning with contractors is communication. And not just contractors, independent business owners in general, is communication. I think they feel like because I work for myself, I don't have to answer to anybody. But unfortunately, when you're in the service industry, you may work for yourself, but you still have to answer to the customers to a degree. Because if we agreed on you coming on a certain day and a certain time, you're supposed to be there at a certain day and a certain time. It's like if you had to clock in at a job. Just because you work for yourself doesn't change that. So when this guy came on, now mind you, me and this guy have been friends for 20 years minimum. We went to school together, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, school together. And so of course I told him up front, like, look, this is the problems that we've been having, and I don't want to have these same problems with you. We're friends, but I mean, like, I'll have a little bit more grace as far as, you know, I understand stuff going on in your life because we know each other. So I know you have a kid, I know you got stuff going on, like, you know what I'm saying? I know you in school, so certain stuff I can have a little bit more grace for, but I still need you to communicate because that's big for me. I work from home, I homeschool the kids. I know it appears that we're home all the time, but people fail to realize that I make myself available when I need to be, because there are other things that I need to do inside and outside the house that can't get done if I'm expecting somebody to come and work on my house. So communicate. It's not like I can force you to come when you can't, but communicate. Your kid got sick and you can't come? I mean, what I'm gonna say? Pack her up and put her on the couch? We don't even have a couch. So it's like, okay, what I'm supposed to do? Class started early, you got a paper you supposed to do, and you ain't did it yet. So whatever the case is, just communicate it with me. And no matter how nice I try to be about telling these contractors to communicate, it is their weakest area. When I say, it appears that we're home all the time, but I have other stuff that I need to do. I need you to, if you say you're coming at 9 o'clock, come at 9 o'clock. If you can't come at 9 o'clock, call me at 8 o'clock and say, hey, something came up. Can I come a little later? The other thing is, when they say, you know, don't mix, you know, family, friends, and business, or whatever, however that saying goes, it's kind of true. Because part of me feels like with all of our contractors, we're so cool, we've kind of become family with most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. The two that we did not become family with was the first company that we fired, and then the second one that we fired. But the crazy part about the second one that got fired is he was family of our neighbor of the last like 30 years. Well, no, I'm only 30, so we've been in this house for over 20 years. That's all that. We've been in this house over 20 years, at least 25 years. He's been our neighbor for 25 years. He's one of the best neighbors that we could ever ask for. And so we found out he was his family, and that's why we hired him. And he got fired. But I don't understand why people think whatever's going on in your life, be it personal or be it business, you can just make your clients wait without saying anything. The thing about communication is that as the consumer, if I'm late to my appointment, businesses have no problem charging a late fee, have no problem canceling your appointment, have no problem saying, oh, I can't do it today because you were late, I got another appointment. So why does the consumer have to deal with that from the business? If you're late, you're not taking money off my appointment. If you cancel last minute, you're not taking money off my appointment. You're not rescheduling me free of charge because you couldn't do it today. So why is it that as the consumer, it's expected for us to deal with that? That's not cool. That's not right. That's not fair. And if a lot of people started saying, oh, you was late, don't worry, I'm taking $10 off my bill. I'm taking it off myself. Because first we start with the tip. You was late. Okay, no worries. I'm just not giving you a tip. And then you want to get upset that you're not getting a tip because you were late. But then when I say, well, you was 20 minutes late. So not only am I not giving you the tip, but I'm taking $10 off my bill. And so now if I owed you $50, I'm only giving you $40 because you was late. Because you would have charged me $10 if I was late. Businesses and business owners have a real twisted way of thinking. And the independent ones have a real twisted way of running their business. Get out now. I am an independent business owner. I own my own travel agency. If you book a discovery call with me and you booked it, you picked your time. I didn't even pick your time. You picked it. But no matter what time you pick, because it came within, I set my own hours. These are the hours that I'm available to do these discovery calls. So since these are the hours that I said I was available, you picked in between those times. Now, if you picked outside of that time and you was like, I can't do none of these. Okay. So if you reached out to me and was like, hey, I saw your hours. We on different sides of the country and those hours don't work for me. Is it possible that, I could get in another time? I can do this time. I'm gonna still do my best to be on time, but if I got something else going on, then it's not within my hours. So you kind of have to have grace in that area because now you're in my personal time hours versus my business time hours. But if you are in my business time hours, I'm gonna be on time. I'm late to everything. Everything. I am late to everything. I don't know why, but I just am. I have not been late to one discovery call. I have not had one person waiting on me for a discovery call. I had a webinar. I was cooking at the time and I still started my webinar on time. Now I had to get up and go cook because I scheduled the webinar during personal time. But I had to get up and check on my food. But I literally got up, was gone for like 2 seconds and came back. But I started it on time. Why? Because I asked these people for their time at this time. And so therefore I started it when I asked them for their time. And I ended it when I said I would. Because I'm not going to encroach on your time. I don't know what else you got going on tonight. So for this painter, who I've told y'all in multiple vlogs now, no matter what time he tells me, he's always late. Always. And he does not call to say, I'm running late. He just shows up late. And that pisses me off. Not only does he not say, hey, I'm running late, there have been days like yesterday where he just didn't show up. Now, when we talked about it on Friday or Thursday, he said he could come Saturday or Monday. And I said I couldn't do Saturday because we had soccer all day. Let's go for Monday. Monday, cool. See you Monday morning. Monday morning rolls around and he's calling at 8 o'clock saying I'll be there at 3:30. Well, that's not Monday morning. So if I've been planning all weekend for you to be here Monday morning and I have something to do Monday afternoon, Monday morning is not the time to call me and say, I'm not going to be there until later. You could have called or texted me yesterday and said, hey, I got something else going on Monday morning I didn't realize. Is it cool if I come later? So not only did he not show up Monday morning and he pushed it to Monday afternoon, he called at least. There's that. But when he called and said I'll be there at 3:30, around 3:30, I'm still at home. Now, mind you, I have to be out the house by 5 o'clock. I have to leave. 3:30 roll around. I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. 4 o'clock roll around. Mind you, I know he's notorious for being late. So therefore, when 3 o'clock rolled around and I didn't hear nothing or see nothing, I didn't think nothing of it because I know he's always late. 4 o'clock roll around, 4:30 roll around, honey's home. So now there's no point in me texting and saying, hey, I gotta go. You still ain't here. See you tomorrow. There was no point in me saying that because honey was here. So at least he'll be here to let him in if he shows up late. So I didn't get a call to say, hey, are you still home? Can I still come by? Nothing. I didn't get a text, nothing. So I just was like, okay. At a certain point, you realize he's just not coming. We got cameras around our house. I didn't see him pull up, none of that. And so then when I got home, I asked. I didn't get a call, a text message, and obviously I didn't see him on camera. So I know what the answer is, but just for giggles, did the painter come by? Nope. You cannot, as a business owner, as an independent contractor, as a whatever, just not show up. You have to call, you have to text, you have to do something that says, I know I said I'm coming, but I can't come today. This is taking me longer than I expected. Something along them lines. Tuesday, today rolls around. And I don't have a message or a call first thing in the morning that says, hey, sorry I didn't make it yesterday, but I can come today. Is today good? Hey, sorry I didn't make it yesterday. I got something going on this morning, but I can come by as soon as, this happens. I can be over there. Is that cool? Hey, I apologize for not coming yesterday. What's another day that works for you? I'm available today if that's cool. Nothing. I reached out to him and said, are you coming today? And he said, yeah, I got something going on right now, but as soon as this happens, I'll be over there. So I've been trying to hold off having a conversation with him because I feel like every time I have this conversation with people, all of a sudden they quit. And it's like, I know it's not my delivery because I'm very conscious of the words I use, and sometimes I may have an attitude because I've let it build up before I said something. But for the most part, I try not to have attitude when I come to the contractors, because at the point in which we've having this conversation, you've been working with us so long that we become like friends and family. And so I'm going to be conscious of the way that I say something to you. Me and him are friends, so I'm going to be conscious of the way I say it. It's like, okay, I have to have this conversation. Like, I didn't want to have it before we were at a certain point, because it was like, if I have it and he quit, then we SOL. You know what I'm saying? So if he ends up down that same pattern like every other contractor, we're SOL. So I kept waiting. But the more I wait, the worse it gets. I had one time, he said he was coming on a certain day and he didn't come. And I called, like, are you still I have something to do today. I have to leave. Are you coming? You said you was coming hours ago. I waited hours to text you, because I knew you was late. I knew you was going to be late. But it's like a couple hours past you being late. So are you coming? And he texts back like, oh, I had to help somebody out. And so I'm going to be there tomorrow. Sir, Friends, no friends, family, no family, client, whatever. When you've been paid, all of my business owners, listen up. When you've been paid for a service, whatever help you got to do on the side is on the side. You can't just cancel on the client that paid you because something came up on the side. I had to help somebody out of a jam. Well, you finna be in a jam because I paid you for a service that you're not rendering. And you know what can happen when you're not rendering services that have been paid for? So, you gonna help them out of their jam, or they gonna help you out of yours? Now, I wouldn't do that to you. Yes, I would. Let me not say that. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I would. It would take me a minute because I don't want to do it. But I absolutely would. I absolutely would. So, as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about drawing up papers on this guy that still owe us money. The only thing is we can't find him. But the second I get a good address, I'm going downtown. You're going to give me my money back because you lied about your abilities to be able to do my house. You messed it up, agreed to pay us some of our money back, and I'm still waiting when I wanted it all back. We let you say, I give you half of it back because you admit that you messed it up. And now we can't find you. But believe me when I say, the second I get a good address, I'm going downtown. And I'll see you in small claims court. And in small claims court, I'm asking for it all back because that's what I wanted back from the beginning. You made a deal with Honey about half. I never agreed to half. They agreed to half. I said I want it all from the beginning. So when I go file, I'm filing for what I said. So now you went from having a deal with him on paying half to now I'm taking you to court for it all. Because you messed up every last one of the cabinets in there. Every last one of them. You and your team messed them up, which is why you got fired. So, let me not say I wouldn't do it, because I would. I'm tired of being messed over. I'm tired of these contractors feeling like we live our life around their terms, because we don't. If I got the time to do it, if I had the skill to do it, I'd have did this myself. That's how tired of dealing with people I am. I'm tired of you feeling like, well, I'll just get to them when I get to them. And treating us like I get to them when I get to them. Whether you feel that way or not, it's definitely how you treat us. I get to them when I get to them. But see, when you're getting paid for a service, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. I don't know what happened to all the good contractors. But if y'all know of one, please send me their way or send them my way. Because everything about this contracting, not business, but everything about this phase of life that we've been in has been frustrating beyond belief. The part that we owned, I've already admitted to everybody, maybe not y'all, that we own it. The ones that fell out, that we gave them time to fall out, that was on us because they was here and they would have kept working. But it was a part in the process that was held up because we had to go buy something and we didn't go buy it when we were supposed to. So every time they would call and say, hey, we can come by there, did y'all get it? Hey, we can come by there, did y'all get it? Hey, did y'all get it? We trying to schedule y'all. We didn't have it. So when they said, all right, just call us when you get it, it still took us a couple weeks to get it. And then when we finally called, they had already started their up and down, back and forth, not really sure Okay, well, all right, cool. Well, I'll let you know. But it was because they were so unsure of what was going on within their group. They didn't know who was going to come, when they was going to come, if they was going to come. So it was like, oh, but we didn't know that at the time. All we knew is we called and said, hey, we ready. We ended up finding out later, way later, that that's what was going on. So, but by now, we had to move on and get somebody else because ain't nobody answering the phone, ain't nobody, what? So we reached out and found somebody else. So, so that part was on us. It's not to say that they would have finished the house. It's not to say that, because I don't know. I don't know what happened between them that made them fall out. That maybe it would have still happened and maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe we would have been farther along in the process before it happened. Maybe we wouldn't have. I don't know. But the fact that it was weeks that they had been calling us, maybe even a month or two, that they had been calling us to say, hey, are y'all ready? And we kept saying no. So that's at least 2 months of process that we could have been moved on and we weren't because of us. And I said that from the beginning. We dropped the ball. I have been determined not to drop the ball again. When somebody say they need something in order to finish their process, I be on it. Come on, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go do what we got to do so that we can get them to working while they're ready. Because what we don't want is to get them a chance to get somebody else on the books and now we're SOL again. So as far as now, when you say you come in, I'm here. When you say you need certain stuff done before you get here, I get it done. There's like one time I forgot and I needed to go get something and I needed to go get it like he was already here. And I was like, dang, I forgot. I got to go get this. And I went and got it while he was already here. But there was other stuff that needed to be done in the process. So it's not like I was holding you up. I forgot. I went to go get it. You do something else until I get back. But to continue just not showing up, not calling, not people, you cannot do that. The same way you can't have your customer and you say, hey, I'll be there around 10 o'clock in the morning, this and the third, blah, blah, blah. And then you show up at 10 o'clock and they not home. Oh, I ran out to breakfast. Are you picking up breakfast and coming back with it? Or, oh no, we sitting down. We just sat down at the table. You'd be pissed. I came all the way over here and you ain't here because you went to breakfast. What? Or they not home because, you know, they had to go do something. Wouldn't you feel like, well, you could have called me? Why you ain't called me before I came all the way out here to let me know? So that's why I'm saying it's twisted. And I need for us as Americans, as people in general, as whatever, I need us to untwist that. Treat your customers the way you expect them to treat you. I'm on time for my customers because I expect them to be on time for me. The same way, when your 30-minute consultation is up, I'm ending the call, whether you was late or not. If you got somewhere to go, whether I was late or not, and finished getting all the information out to you or finished getting all the information I needed or not, if you got to go, you got to go. Whether I was late or not. We had 30 minutes. If you didn't get all the information in 30 minutes, call me later. Text me, email me, but I got to go. And that's the same way I treat them. Because I know in 30 minutes I'm ending this call. I don't care that you was late. You knew what time to be here. And I was here. You weren't. So if your time was 3 to 3:30, at 3:30 I'm ending this call. So unless you called me ahead of time and said, hey, I'm going to be late. Or reached out to me ahead of time, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm not by my computer. I forgot. I give grace. I understand. I had to do my financial aid appointment for school in the car because I forgot about it. I didn't forget about the appointment. I was out. and I was moving and time got away from me, and I forgot like I got to be home by a certain time. So I'm just lollygagging and taking my time like I don't got nowhere to be. And she called me. And unfortunately, when she called, it was like, well, use your phone. Because we here now. And guess what? I had to inconvenience myself and use my phone. It was what it was. So sometimes as the business owner, you have to inconvenience yourself. You shouldn't always be inconveniencing your customer or your client. Sometimes you have to bite that bullet yourself and say, look, I got two things going on right now. I need to figure out how to get both of these things done at the same time. And or I need to figure out what will I be doing during my off time. Because I double booked myself. Or I have something else going on. But I can't have both of them waiting and continuously getting pushed back and continuously waiting on me and continuously, you know, inconveniencing them because I'm not good with managing my books, or because I let my own personal life dictate whether I'm gonna do right in my business or not. Like, that's not cool. Sometimes you might have to say, well, technically I was supposed to be home for dinner by 6, but I promised both of these people that I would get it done today, and I've been BSing. So I'm gonna have to work overtime at one of these locations, and I won't be home by 6. Sometimes it's what you gotta do. So that's it for today's rant. He said he was coming today. I don't have anything to do today for real. I have to go grocery shopping because I gotta get me a spaghetti squash. Because y'all, I just seen this. Oh my goodness, this spaghetti squash Alfredo looks so good, and I'm about to make it a shrimp and salmon Alfredo over spaghetti squash noodles. It looks so good. Y'all know my family don't really like spaghetti squash, so they gonna get some chickpea noodles. But I have to go get the stuff for that, and then that's really it. I've been looking at like some high protein meals, so I might grab some stuff for that because I'm about to get back on my high protein, because I feel like doing that is how I lost the 11 pounds without really doing any, because I wasn't doing anything else. It ain't like I was exercising. I went on a walk every now and then, but not anything consistent. And then I wasn't working out at home, and I wasn't getting any real use out of my gym membership. So the only time I really went to the gym was to go swimming. So, and I just lackadaisical on the floaties. So I wasn't doing anything else, but I was on a high protein, low calorie diet. And I don't even know if I was doing low calorie. I know I was doing lower carb. I wasn't doing no carb like keto, but I was doing low carb and high protein, low carb. I think I was trying to stay within a calorie deficit, but I can't honestly say because I don't really remember counting calories. I just know I was doing high protein, and as a matter of fact, I know I couldn't have been counting calories because most of the time I was drinking like protein coffee, and then I would eat like a low carb lunch, or I'd eat whatever I wanted to eat if I wanted to eat, because drinking the coffee most of the time I got full and didn't eat because I didn't drink the coffee till the middle of the day anyway. So then I didn't eat, and then when I did eat, it was low carb something, or I would eat whatever I wanted to eat, and then I'd eat a high protein snack. So yeah, so I'm convinced that that's what helped me lose weight, even when I wasn't really trying. And the only reason I started doing protein coffee was because I had those vanilla Premier protein shakes, and I couldn't find a way to like them. And then my friend put me on to the coffee, and I liked it, and that's when I was like, oh, I could do this. And that's how I started doing protein coffee. Other than that, I probably wouldn't even did that. So just so happens that it worked. Anyway, that's it, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.